All right, wanted to make everybody a video real quick to see if they could help me out. We are trying to get the Jeep to start, and we're having a little bit of issue doing it. First thing I noticed is, well, the car had sat for about 4 months, so when I first tried to start it, I was getting a rotation in the starter. It seemed like it was just making like a cheap like ice cream maker or something with a really shitty turning motor in it. And so I figured, hey, you know what, it's either bad starter or it's bad battery, or it's, so you know what, it just needed to come out and we needed to focus there. So first thing I did was I got another battery and put the battery in, tried to start it, nothing. So then I went a little bit farther and I cleaned up the cables. I got them new terminations on positive and negative and redid the ground to the tub up here. That didn't help at all. So I moved down to the solenoid here, and I replaced the solenoid, and I know it looks a little bit torn up down here. This is your positive cable. This goes to the starter motor, and this is going to be your key turn, and this is going to be your control module. I think that's right. I know these are in the correct locations, but I believe that's where they go to. I know this. If you jump this and this together, then you'll jumpstart the Jeep. So I believe that is a ignition switch, and that is to the starter motor, which I've terminated down there. Everything looks good down there. I'm getting the proper voltage down there. It's from the battery to the solenoid to the starter. I'm getting straight 12 with no current drop at all. I don't know what the deal is. I've checked to make sure that the battery does in fact ground to the block, and the lighting is really shitty here, but you can see I've grounded it. You can see it down there. Whatever, it's down there. There it is, right there. You can see it a little bit. Anyway, I made sure I cleaned that up, made it look good, tightened it up. It still won't start. It just won't fucking start, man. I'm getting a single click, which sounded like it was coming from this area around the ignition coil and the distributor. And I believe the engine would still crank if these two weren't even on the vehicle, right? So I don't know what they have to do with anything, but what I did notice is that from the ignition coil, there is this secondary red wire that has no plug to it, but you know, I hadn't messed with any of that, so I'd seen the car started before, I'm assuming that wasn't connected. I also have this random connection up here. I don't know where that goes to, but that's at the end of the wire harness, and that wasn't connected to begin with. I also have at the very bottom, I know you're thinking like, oh geez, you forgot the one on the bottom, but no, I got the one on the bottom of the solenoid as well. Anyway, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I can't get it to start. It just won't. It won't start. This wire nut right here, don't think I'm a dumbass. I actually felt that these wires were getting hot because I had left the battery on for about 5 minutes, and I noticed they were getting hot, and so I replaced this. This is a single wire that was really crappily terminated to these two red wires here. The two red wires, one runs to the ignition coil, and the other one runs up here to the solenoid. So I don't know if they're supposed to be together, or what's the deal, or I don't know, but any kind of help is appreciated. If you need to call me, if you need more pictures, whatever, man. I really don't care at this point. I need to get it running. All right, thanks.